गुड इवनिंग फ्रेंड्स, नमस्कार। कल की मीटिंग के बारे में बहुत सारे लोगों ने रिव्यू दिया है। तो सबसे पहले कुछ नियम जो हमने कल सेट किए थे उसके बारे में एक बार सबको रिमाइंड करा दूं, जो लोग नए आए हैं उनको भी। 3 बेसिक नियम हैं। कोई भी स्पैमिंग ना करे, एक प्रश्न को बार बार ना पूछे। जो आपकी बारी आएगी तो उस प्रश्न का उत्तर जरूर दिया जाएगा। दूसरी बात, अगर किसी के कोई प्रश्न रह गए हैं तो वो व्हाट्सएप के ज़रिए या ईमेल के ज़रिए वो प्रश्न पूछ सकता है। मैं उसका आंसर देने का ज़रूर कोशिश करूँगा। तीसरी बात, सबके कागज़ पढ़ना ये मेरे लिए पॉसिबल नहीं है। बहुत से लोगों की रिक्वेस्ट आई है। सबके कागज़ पढ़ना, सारे केसेस पढ़ पाना ये मेरे लिए संभव नहीं है। तो कृपया अपने प्रश्न जो भी हैं वो ठीक तरीके से सामने रखिए, संक्षिप्त में रखिए और मैं उनका जवाब देने का पूरा प्रयास करूँगा। तो आज की मीटिंग शुरू करते हैं। सबसे पहले हम सवाल लेते हैं। एक और बात, अगर आप सवाल पूछना चाहते हैं तो कमेंट सेक्शन में लिखकर भी पूछ सकते हैं। मैं वहाँ पर भी आपके प्रश्नों के उत्तर दे सकता हूँ। दूसरी बात, यह एक सजेशन आया था कि मैं लोगों के नाम ना पढ़ा करूँ। वो मेरे ख्याल से संभव नहीं है। अगर लोग चाहें तो वो अपना स्क्रीन नेम अलग रख सकते हैं, जिससे कि उनकी पब्लिकली पता नहीं लगेगा कि उन्होंने कोई सवाल पूछा है यहाँ पे। पर जब तक मैं ये नहीं बताऊँगा ये सवाल किसका है, तब तक उसका उत्तर उसी इंसान को कैसे पता चलेगा? वो सारा वीडियो देख के समझेगा कि मेरे सवाल का जवाब अब आया, ये सवाल मेरा था या नहीं था। तो इसलिए, और दूसरी बात, वही आदमी अगर दोबारा सवाल करना चाहता है, उसी अपने उत्तर के अंदर ही कुछ पूछना चाहता है, कुछ क्लैरिफिकेशन चाहता है, तो वो आसान होता है जब मैंने उसका सवाल पढ़ा होता है। ABC करके मुझे भी याद नहीं रहेगा कि किसने क्या सवाल पूछा था। तो चलिए आज के सवाल जो हैं वो शुरू करते हैं। सबसे पहला सवाल जो है that is from Nikhil Dash. Nikhil Dash has written his query. His query is, sir, self-government employee, married in 2015. Wife is BTech, not working, left in 2017, filed 125 in 2018, stating that we asked for money, 50 lakh, dowry harassment, etc. All false. Interim case 1, advise how to deny maintenance. Interim to finalize and then file divorce, or can I file it straight away? Can any demerit to me in filing a divorce? Thank you very much. Nikhil, first of all, it is not it will be very speculative to say that how maintenance can be denied based on the facts which you have presented. The marriage happened in 2015. The wife has not worked for 5 years, even though she is BTech. I don't know whether she worked before that or not. So the only ground could have been of capability of the wife, in which also the wife has not worked for last 5 years. So it is very difficult to convince the court that she is capable of earning and she should not get maintenance. So in all likelihood, she'll get interim maintenance. However, interim maintenance quantum can differ by huge margins. And when I say by huge margins, I have seen that in the similar circumstances, it can be 3 or 4 times also. So you should file a strong reply, as well as you should argue on all the points which you have mentioned, that how her claims are false, and try to see how you can minimize the maintenance, because in this particular circumstances which you have provided to me, it is very difficult to deny maintenance to such a woman. Now coming to your second query, whether you can right now file for divorce or you can wait for interim to finalize. I don't know how far interim is. If it is just a week or a couple of weeks away, then you can wait for interim before filing for divorce. And otherwise, there is no time limit for filing divorce. You can file it today, tomorrow, whenever you are ready to file for divorce, because the only time when you should file, the right time of when you should file divorce is when you are ready for it. There is no other opportune time. Now I'll take a question from Nishtam, the person having a screen name by the name Nishtam. Nishtam has a question. Sir, my wife along with daughter left me 2 years ago. I tried many settings with their relatives, but she says she neither lives with me nor divorced me. How to proceed legally? Now she is pursuing higher education in another city, doesn't even allow daughter to be with me. So, sir, in such a case, if 2 years have already elapsed, now based on what you have said, you are okay whether she gives you divorce or she comes back and stays with you. Is that what I should understand from your statement? If that is the case, then it is still there is a hope that the matter can be resolved amicably. You should make one last try, and then you can file for divorce on the grounds of cruelty and desertion. Uh, if you want to have visitation of the daughter, then there are two ways. You can either apply in Hindu Marriage Act or you can go for Guardian and Ward Act. However, if you want custody of the child, independent remedy for guardianship of any minor. I don't have any solution for you per se for how you should proceed for bringing her back. That can only happen through mutual discussions, and that is the only way to move forward. I won't suggest you should filing any restitution of conjugal rights or any other case. Taking a question from RS Thakur. RS Thakur has a question after FIR in 498A. Can we go for quashing if chances are good on base of jurisdiction and limitation, or go for AB? Came to know that HC put stay after quashing application and police cannot file charge sheet. Uh, Mr. Thakur, this is not true that police cannot file charge sheet. Uh, Wherever there is a stay, the stay is applicable only for the period of 6 months now, unless it is extended. So every time you have to put an application for extension of stay, only then the police will be constrained from filing charge sheet. Now coming to jurisdiction and limitation, these are good grounds, but make sure that these are valid grounds as we have discussed it yesterday and in the last week meeting also. You can see the older videos, how jurisdiction is decided now. Rocky one has a question. This is for Delhi. Is single anticipatory bail sufficient, or we have to apply multiple AB for cases under 498A, 406, 323, 504, 506, 34 DP Act? Is there a possibility of arrest if AB denied or not taken? Burden of proof under 34 DP Act under Section 8 is mentioned to be proved by accused. Is it correct? Now, Rocky, only one application, anticipatory bail application under these sections if you are taking bail. However, in Delhi, police normally does not arrest if these are the only sections which are retracted even after reading your FIR. However, there are instances when charges like 377 are made out in the complaint. However, police has not put it because medical has not taken place or 164 statement has not taken place, and that is added at a later stage. So in plain vanilla 498 or 406, there is no arrest. Coming back to your 3 and 4 DP Act question that it is to be proven by the accused. No, this is a fallacy. Though it can be proven, the onus is on the accused, but the base has to be proven by the prosecution first. I often say that only a thing which has happened can be proved. A thing which has not happened cannot be disproved always. So only the circumstances has to be explained by the accused at a time when the case is the prosecution at least proves the basic premise of the case. Now Gaurav Jain has asked a question: why file contradictory statement in HMA 24 and CRPC 125? Should I move 340 read with CRPC 95 195? Is it to be filed in both courts? What stage it should be filed? Is there benefit in doing so? Gaurav, there is only one judgment which I know of, and that is a Karnataka High Court judgment, which says that two contradictory statements, which both cannot be true, will attract perjury charges. However, all other courts or all other high courts have laid down law that only a perjurious statement where the fact was known to the petitioner or the person who has given witness, and he or she has deliberately lied, will attract the charges of perjury. So it should be applied in that particular court where you have a stronger proof that she has lied under oath. And it can be filed at any stage. However, as per Kusum Sharma judgment, in family court, it will not be decided at this stage. It will be kept pending and will be decided at the time of final disposal of the case. Prem Kumar Singh has a question. From my honestly disclosed effective statement of 25K in 2018 without a single document of expenses submitted by wife, KKDM Karkaduma Court granted 10K as interim. Sorry, it was 20K from HC. It had been stayed and made as 10K. Wife deposed several lies in her petition and affidavit. Her actual expenses with son is 6K per month. Interim order was from date of filing, which is rare as it is for those ladies who are not capable to earn, etc. Wife is equally qualified with professional qualification. Can I get relief in final order? I mean, at least from date of order, she filed 125 in November 2016, refuting to all my efforts to call her back. I had taken heavy loan to pay her arrears since loan EMI got. So, Prem Kumar Singh ji, it is your understanding that it is normally not from the date of application and rather from the date of order is not correct. Normally, it is from the date of application and not from the date of order. Normally, all maintenance are to be paid from the date of application and not from the date of order. So, coming to your query that have a child and a wife out of 25K when wife is not earning, though she is professionally qualified, I don't personally, I don't see that it to be very excessive. Because there are two people who are dependent upon you and they are getting only 10,000 rupees. I don't know how old is your daughter, uh, because a child has certain needs which of course will be met as per your living standards only. Amit Kapoor has asked question. I think he asked me the same question yesterday also. After the settlement of 13A first motion, my wife filed case in section 125, which is on reply stage. Can judge order for maintenance child leave with me? Amit, I have answered your query yesterday. And I'm repeating it again that if 13A first motion has already taken place, certain money has exchanged hands, and the child is staying with you, the chances that she'll get maintenance is very minimal. So please file a strong reply with all documents, including her statement, which was recorded in 13A first motion. I believe it is not 13A first motion; it will be 13B first motion. Still, you file a strong reply along with the her statement, which is she has recorded in the court, and I am very sure that no maintenance will be granted at this stage to the wife. Rather, she will be asked to explain the circumstances why she has filed the case, and based on that only certain maintenance will be granted to her, if any. Nikhil Dash has repeated his question. Please, there was no need to repeat the question. Lakhveer Chand Sharma. लखवीर चंद शर्मा जी का सवाल है 498A की FIR में वाइफ ने लिखवाया है कि उसे 29 सितंबर 2018 को घर से कार की मांग को लेकर मारपीट कर निकाल दिया, बट 30 सितंबर 1 अक्टूबर को उसने मेरे साथ रोमांटिक चैट की व्हाट्सएप पे। क्या ये बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट हो सकता है? लखवीर जी, अगर आपके पास इस तरह की चैट अवेलेबल है तो आपको उसको कन्फ्रंट करना चाहिए जब उसका एविडेंस होता है 498 में, और किसी और केस में डीवी या 125 में इसको रिप्लाई में शामिल करना चाहिए, और डेफिनेटली इसका बेनिफिट आपको मिलना चाहिए। क्या इसका बेनिफिट डेफिनेटली आपको मिलेगा ही मिलेगा। A person with the screen name King Talk has asked a question. I have charged section 9 from right side in counter reply section 13 demanded divorce. Can it be possible? Under section domestic violence and section 125 interim is passed. After that she joined a job now. So now what can be done against it? So King, I will answer the questions in two different parts. First part, that you have filed section 9 and she has filed section 13 in reply, that is counterclaim. So is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Using section 23A of Hindu Marriage Act, a counterclaim can be filed by the respondent. So that's done essentially by the legislature to save time of the courts and the parties to the litigation. In fact, counterclaim can be filed in any application or filed by the petitioner. The respondent can file a counterclaim in that. Now coming to the query that interim is passed and she has joined a job thereafter, so what can be done against it? Now, if the interim has been passed, you have to put an application for amending the interim award. It can be done using 25(2), section 25(2) of Domestic Violence Act. And I'm sure that if she has started earning, the court will be glad to either rescind or revoke the order. There is a question which I missed from Vishwadeep Singh, and Vishwadeep Singh has asked a question. My wife left home and smartly her father did 3 lakh fixed deposit in my wife's name. I did not know about it. I came to know after 498 FIR. Can this be claimed as dowry? I did not know about this. So Vishwadeep, first of all, the money was not transferred to you at any stage. It was always in her account and the FD was made in her account only. It can never be, by any stretch of imagination, can be called as demand of dowry. So please be worryless about this particular transaction. It will never be considered as dowry, and you cannot be convicted solely for this particular transaction. However, I am not sure what else is written in the FIR and how the same will pan out, but I am sure that this particular transaction is going to hurt you. Now coming to a question, दिनकर तिवारी जी का सवाल है, क्या मैट्रिमोनियल केस में वाइफ पर CRPC 340 लगाने के चांस होते हैं? अगर हाँ तो कितने %? कुछ केस के रेफरेंस दे दीजिए प्लीज व्हाट्सएप स्टेटस पर। दिनकर जी, 340 यानी परजुरी मैट्रिमोनियल केसेस में भी लगता है, बट हमें यह समझना चाहिए कि परजुरी जो है हिंदुस्तान में वैसे भी बड़ा वीक प्रोविजन रहा है। तो ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ परजरी की एप्लीकेशन जो है मैट्रिमोनियल केसेस में ही फेल होती है। परजरी की एप्लीकेशन अधिकतर जगहों पर फेल होती है, और दिल्ली ने तो खास तौर पे दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट के डायरेक्शन है कि इसके ऊपर तुरंत प्रभाव से कार्रवाई ना की जाए, बल्कि 340 यानी परजरी का निस्तारण जो है वो तब किया जाए जब कि फाइनली केस का निस्तारण किया जा रहा है। रेफरेंसेस कुछ मेरी वेबसाइट पे अवेलेबल हैं, मैं उनको समय समय पर व्हाट्सएप स्टेटस में डालता रहता है वो, और उम्मीद है कि थोड़े समय में फिर से आपको इस तरह की कोई रूलिंग देखने को मिलेगी जो आपके किसी काम आएगी, वरना आप जाके काउंटर केसेस से रिलेटेड हाई कोर्ट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट की रूलिंग्स में देख सकते हैं, शायद आपको इसके बारे में कुछ जानकारी मिल जाए। समीर सचदेवा जी का सवाल है, सर वाइफ के इंटरिम मेंटेनेंस केस में कब तक पेमेंट देनी पड़ती है? मैंने डिवोर्स केस डाला हुआ है बोथ 2018 ईयर में। समीर जी, ये सवाल क्लियर नहीं है। इंटरिम मेंटेनेंस किस केस में लगी है इस पे डिपेंडेंट है। अगर इंटरिम मेंटेनेंस डिवोर्स केस में लगी है तो जब तक डिवोर्स केस का फैसला नहीं हो जाता तब तक इंटरिम देनी पड़ती है, और किसी भी अन्य केस में 125 डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस या हिंदू एडॉप्शन एंड मेंटेनेंस एक्ट में अगर इंटरिम मेंटेनेंस लगी है तो वो तब तक प्रभावी है जब तक उसका फाइनल डिसीजन नहीं हो जाता। फाइनल डिसीजन में यह भी हो सकता है कि इंटरिम मेंटेनेंस की जगह फाइनली उसे मेंटेनेंस अलॉट हो जाए, और ये भी हो सकता है कि उसे मेंटेनेंस रिजेक्ट हो जाए। तो ऐसा कोई तय नहीं है, जब तक मुझे ये ना पता हो कि आप किस पर्टिकुलर केस की बात कर रहे हैं, मैं इसका जवाब नहीं दे सकता। फिर भी मैंने ब्रॉडली आपके दोनों तरह की जो ऑप्शंस हैं वो आपको दे दी हैं। अगर आपको कोई क्लैरिफिकेशन चाहिए तो कमेंट सेक्शन में लिख के पूछ सकते हैं। मंजू ठाकुर जी का सवाल है, मैं एक मिनट लेता हूँ, शायद मैं मिस कर गया हूँ, आगे पीछे हो गया। हाँ, मंजू ठाकुर हैज आस्क्ड अ क्वेश्चन, डज मेंटेनेंस अमाउंट बिकम ₹0 if husband loses his job after 1 year of divorce and husband income is now ₹0? Monthly maintenance paid till job is lost. Wife's income is 0. Manju Thakur, it all depends why the job has been lost. If the job has been lost because of the account that wife has filed a complaint, you are stuck in India or something like that, then it is unlikely that the court will make the maintenance award as 0. However, there are circumstances like your illness, like your accident, uh, which has converted your income to 0, or because of which you had to leave your job. So the court will ascertain on what grounds your job is lost. If you have resigned, then it is not going to impact your maintenance at all. And as the wife is not earning, so that is immaterial. uh, I am sure that if anybody has lost a job, he should uh, try for a newer job so that he can earn at least for himself. Neeraj K has a question. Sir, wife wrong rent amount and address. मैं फिर से पढ़ता हूँ इस सवाल को। नीरज के ने सवाल पूछा है कि बीवी ने रॉन्ग रेंट अमाउंट दिखाया है और एड्रेस दिया है, क्या 340 लगाया जा सकता है या फिर अनक्लीन हैंड में एडवांटेज मिल सकती है? नीरज जी, इस केस में आपको 340 की एप्लीकेशन भी लगानी चाहिए और आपको यह भी प्रयास करना चाहिए कि अनक्लीन हैंड पे उसका केस या उसकी मेंटेनेंस कम से कम डिसमिस हो। दोनों में एडवांटेज मिल सकता है। आपको ये प्रूव करना पड़ेगा कि लड़की कहाँ रहती है, या आपको कम से कम यह प्रूव करना पड़ेगा कि यह रेंट जो है, जो एड्रेस है या रेंट का एग्रीमेंट है, ये कैसे झूठा है। There is a person with the screen name 20 Ankit 20. The question is FIR under section 498A 506 DP 3/4 filed in Bareilly in August 2019. Got stay from Allahabad High Court on 17th December 2019 and referred to mediation. 313, 323, 504, 120B added on 12th December 2019 on the basis of fabricated backdated November 18 medical prescription by a private doctor in Bareilly. Charge sheet not prepared. Query 1. If mediation fail in Allahabad High Court, do I need to take AB till charge sheet is submitted? What are the options before me to counter 313? I have copy of false medical prescription. The date on which the prescription was made, the girl was traveling for 7 hours from Delhi to Bareilly. So Ankit, as this prescription is from a private doctor, it does not come in the definition of MLC. So I believe that you will get benefit in 313. Even at the stage of arguing for your anticipatory bail, it will be beneficial for you. I doubt that the bail will be denied on this ground. However, if by any reason bail is denied at Allahabad High Court, you should definitely take your chances in Supreme Court. Secondly, now coming to your queries, if mediation fails, do we take the AB till charge sheet is submitted? As per the latest rulings of Supreme Court, anticipatory bail once granted is normally valid till the completion of the trial. So you should rather ask for anticipatory bail with such conditions only, and you should not argue only for anticipatory bail till charge sheet. Now, what are the options before you to counter 313? Now, as I have already stated that it is not an MLC. In fact, there can be a very strong counter to this, and which has been done once in the past by Sahodar team members, and I was very much a part of it. We had complained against the doctor to the Medical Council of India and the State Medical Council, and for issuing such false certificate and not referring such patient to either a government hospital or calling the police at that time. So this is a breach of professional duties which a doctor has done, and Medical Council of India had taken action against that doctor, and his certificate to practice was taken back, and he also had to face other cases also. Now, in that particular case, after that, the boy settled the matter with the girl, and I don't know what happened to that case. But after that, because I had asked this gentleman to make it as a benchmark case, so that, or landmark judgment, so that other doctors get affected by it and they don't issue false certificates. But I am sure that if you wish, uh, I'll try to find out if I have all the documents which we prepared available somewhere online. I'll try to forward it to you so that you can take corrective actions right now. Arpan Saxena has a question, and the question is 498 a regular bail to be taken on next hearing for me and parents in Delhi. Lawyer asked to get 3 surety, have to arrange 50,000 per person as surety amount. Is there any other alternative? 498 a 406 34. Uh, Arpan, as I understand from your query, that you were served either 41A notice. That is why the amount is not clear. And lawyer, in abundant precaution, has asked you to prepare a 50,000 surety for each of the accused, which is very well, because most of the times I have seen that Delhi courts give bail amount ranging from anywhere between 25 to 50,000 rupees. You should arrange the surety amount, and the surety should normally be from Delhi. If even if they are from any other state, the court will enlarge you on bail, but it will add one more date to your bail proceedings. You will not be arrested anyhow. So I think this is the only alternate. You have to take bail in any criminal offense. As you would remember that our Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, when he refused to take bail in a defamation case only, where the crime was punishable by only up to 1 year, he was imprisoned by the magistrate, and even High Court refused to entertain his uh, application to be enlarged on bail on his own surety. You know. So unless you seek bail in criminal trial, you can be arrested and sent to judicial custody. Sunil Narwaria has a question. Wife has taken a LIC policy of 45K yearly premium, and it was taken before maintenance was awarded in HMA 24. So can I use this policy to get relief, as my HMA order is of 8K per month? Sunil, I believe yesterday also, if I am not mistaken, the question was same. The only thing was that the 40K yearly premium was for the LIC of her father you had mentioned. So if you were the same person, and yes, if she has been spending this much amount, there is a valid ground to file for review of the said maintenance award. uh, I am not sure where the case is. If the case is in Delhi, then this document would have been attached by the lady in her income affidavit. uh, Sudipta Roy has a question, sir, from where we can get 65B certificate for any SMS conversation? Uh, Sudipta, the question is where is the person who is preparing the transcript of those SMS, or who is converting it from electronic format to a paper format, has to give this certificate. So if you are doing it on your own, the certificate has to be given by you, and you only have to generate the certificate. So there is not a party or a authority which gives the certificate. It is a self-certification of the person who has, you know, taken out the transaction from an electronic format to a paper format for submission in the court, and it has to state that it is the original transcript, or and whatever the format is. There is a format and both audio visual as well as electronic document. It is available on my website. You can have a look at it. Just give me half a minute. I have missed something. Yes, sorry, the chat window had closed. I have restored it. So Pradeep Goyal has a question, sir. In my DV case, no DIR report filed. Hence, is that DV case maintainable in Pune, or where can quash that case, DV case? Pradeep Goyal, जी, अगर DIR रिपोर्ट फाइल नहीं हुई है तो भी DV केस मेंटेनेबल है. फाइनल ऑर्डर से पहले DIR रिपोर्ट फाइल होना जरूरी है. सिर्फ इस ग्राउंड पे केस क्वैश नहीं हो सकता है. प्लीज आप इस बात को समझिए कि सिर्फ इस ग्राउंड पे केस क्वैश नहीं हो पाएगा. आपको कुछ और वैलिड ग्राउंड चाहिए होंगे अगर आपको इस केस को क्वैश कराना है. The person whose screen name was 20 Ankit 20 has a query that DV case was also filed in Bareilly in October 2019 and she is working in PSU Bank as manager and earning 55K. Will she get maintenance? Ankit, in such cases, I doubt that she'll get any maintenance unless your income is like 5 lakh, 10 lakh rupees per month. Only then she can get some maintenance. Otherwise, she'll not get any maintenance. Just a minute. I wish to have some water. Just hold on, please. So सुमित प्रताप सिंह हैज अ क्वेश्चन. सुमित प्रताप सिंह जी का मैं सवाल पढ़ रहा हूं पहले और फिर उनके उत्तर दूंगा. उनके सवाल है, एक ही कोर्ट में डीवी और मेंटेनेंस दोनों है, क्या दोनों को मर्ज किया जा सकता है? दोनों रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट स्टेज पर ही हैं. डीवी और मेंटेनेंस एक कोर्ट में है और 498 सेपरेट कोर्ट में है. 3 केस में सेम एलिगेशन है, तो क्या सभी केसेस में अलग अलग रिप्लाई फाइल करना होगा? सुमित प्रताप जी, अगर डीवी और मेंटेनेंस इन दोनों केसेस को आप मर्ज तो नहीं कर पाएंगे. दोनों की अगर सेम डेट लगवा लें और सेम ही रिप्लाई फाइल कर दिया जाए तो इसमें एक केस की तरह ही ये चलेंगे. हालांकि ये दोनों केसेस की प्रोसीडिंग्स अलग अलग होंगी, फिर भी कोर्ट चाहे तो उन्हें मर्ज कर सकता है. रही बात 498, एक ही 498 में रिप्लाई फाइल करने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं होती है. स्टेट केस है. इसमें प्रोसिक्यूशन विटनेसेस पेश करता है जिसे आपको क्रॉस एग्जामिन करना होता है और आपका काम मात्र उसको क्रॉस एग्जामिन करने तक का ही है. तो इसलिए आपको उसमें रिप्लाई करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. डीवी और 125 में रिप्लाई सेपरेट ही फाइल होगा. दोनों एप्लीकेशंस का आपको रिप्लाई फाइल करना चाहिए. यमुना पांडे जी का एक सवाल है, fake RTA reply received first stating that wife never worked. The same reply was sent to my wife also. She submitted this in court after the director of her office suspended. I got the correct reply that she worked. Now should I file an RTA to that office and ask which reply is correct? Yumna Pandey, I am not filing any more RTA once I have got a reply that she worked there. There is no point in filing any other further RTA. Rather, you should complain against the PIO who gave you false information at the very first instance. He should be prosecuted. He should be punished as per the provisions of RTA Act, as well as he should be punished as per the departmental guidelines also. Amit Garg has a question. This is my second marriage. It is second marriage for wife as well. She has son from previous marriage. I had daughter from previous marriage. Sir, and then simple marriage in RS Maj Mandir. She left after 2 months. Filed complaint in Women's Cell and DV. And DV she filed birth certificate and SDM order of her kid. It was surprise. Got paper submitted in number 2. Filed paper submitted to obtain birth certificate. How should I fight ahead? I want to avoid maintenance. Uh, Amit, the question is not clear. Does it mean that you are not aware that she already has a son? Can you please ask this question once again in clearer terms so that I can answer it? The question is not clear to me. Ankit June has a question. Sir, two judges in same family court have ordered maintenance under both HMA 24 and CRPC 125 without mentioning that the maintenance has been granted in other section. How can I regularize this? Ankit, you are in a very tight situation. You should file review in the second order, whichever order was at a later date. You should file a review stating that the court has not considered the uh, maintenance awarded by the predecessor court, predecessor judge. So you should put this review application immediately as soon as after lockdown the court open. And there is no point of there is nothing like regularizing this. There is a error which you think is an error, and that should be corrected. Whether the court was aware while granting the second maintenance is not clear. However, if the court was well aware that the previous maintenance was granted and has still granted maintenance and given reasons, then the remedy lies only in the higher court. Shyam has a question. 498 district court acquittal and domestic violence case in lower court 498 that convicted me finds me guilty gives huge maintenance. In addition to that, I pay under section 125 DVC maintenance. I am not paying. How to handle execution petition? So Shyam, first of all, congratulations for the acquittal in 498A. However, you are still not out of the woods as there is a maintenance which is awarded to you under two sections 125 and domestic violence. The only way you could have handled this situation before execution was challenging this award, because there is a maintenance which is already running in 125 and this huge maintenance is in addition to that. So you should have challenged that award. That would have been good. However, now the execution petition is filed. There is very limited scope which you have. You can still go for appeal of that particular order of domestic violence with if the limitation period has passed, with plea that the limitation period be extended. Anish Sinha has a question. Sir, I am a resident of Bangalore and wife left for Delhi. She also resigned job in Bangalore. She has filed DV in Delhi and asked for maintenance. On first date, she filed for amendment. Is that allowed? Uh, I don't know what amendment she has filed, but yes, amendments can be filed in domestic violence case. So it all depends upon what kind of amendment she has filed. Based on that, we can see whether it will be allowed or not. And if you have any objections to those amendments to be filed, then you should ask for it. I believe that you have not filed a reply as the amendments were filed on the very first date. So she'll have a very basic argument that it was a clerical mistake, two cases got jumbled up, the facts of two cases were mixed, and this and that. Vivek Rana has a question, sir. In DV case, the relief like maintenance and residency right, like room rent, can be given when DV is proved by wife side. विवेक जी, शायद आप ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि क्या डीवी के रिलीफ, मेंटेनेंस और रेजिडेंट राइट तभी मिलते हैं जब बीवी इस केस को प्रूव कर देती है, या उसके पहले भी मिल सकते हैं? तो आपको मैं ये बता देता हूं कि ये दोनों के दोनों रिलीफ उसे इंटरिम स्टेज पे भी मिल सकते हैं और फाइनल स्टेज पे भी मिल सकते हैं। तो इसके लिए ऐसा कोई लिमिटेशन नहीं है कि ये रिलीफ उसे सिर्फ और सिर्फ फाइनल स्टेज पे ही मिलेंगे। इंटरिम स्टेज पे भी कोर्ट अगर चाहे तो इन रिलीफ्स को प्रोवाइड कर सकता है। आपको इस केस के बारे में अच्छे से फाइट करना चाहिए। सेक्शन 23 के एफिडेविट्स के साथ कोर्ट इसमें इंटरिम अवार्ड कर सकता है। प्लीज आप इन केसेस को ढंग से फाइट कीजिए। Arpan Saxena has a question. In divorce case filed by me in Rajasthan before 498 DV in Delhi, upon Delhi lawyers' insistence, submitted audio and digital proof without 65B. Case to be transferred to Delhi is not filing 65B bad. Arpan, on the face of it, yes, it is bad because without 65B, these proofs will not be admissible. And I don't know why you had filed the cases in Bangalore if the lady was staying in Delhi. This is a very classic mistake which most of the people do. They try to file the cases in the jurisdiction from where she can seek transfer, and most of the time they think that the lady will have to travel to this place or even go to Supreme Court. But if the girl was in Delhi, this was very wrong tactics. And second tactics, without 65B proof, submitting audio and digital proofs, that is not going to fly in Delhi courts at all. You may have to put an application for, filing of 65B certificates now. However, what stage this case was is something which also needs to be understood. Pradeep Goyal has a question. In DV case, limitation of 1 year is valid. No, there is no such limitation in DV cases, sir. That there used to be some judgments in which 1 year limitation was there, but that was quite long back. I don't know why such judgments are still making rounds in WhatsApp groups and all. There is no time limit in filing DV. Right now, Supreme Court has even allowed DV to be filed even after divorce. So, saying that it is 1 year limitation has something to do with it, it is not going to work. Just a moment, I have again the chat window has run away, so I have to bring it back to the place where we were. Just hold on for a minute. There is a person with the screen name Wrong Victim. Wrong Victim has a question, and I am going to read it out. My wife filed false complaint. My family harassed her for dowry since marriage. She has gone to her house after complaint. Earlier, I have compromised with her, but she came and disrespected my family. Now, my family is scared. If I compromise and bring her back, she again can go to extreme step to detriment the image of my family, and if don't, she will make us suffer more before police. So, Mr. Wrong Victim, I'll answer this question in first in English and then I'll answer it in Hindi also. Uh, if your wife had filed false complaint and you have brought her back and she still continues to disrespect your family, then I don't think that this time you should compromise. Living with a wrong woman or a bad woman is going to cause you more hurt and more losses than you are suffering in police station or courts. रॉन्ग विक्टिम स्क्रीन नाइन से एक सवाल आया था कि इनकी बीवी ने कंप्लेंट करी थी, फॉल्स कंप्लेंट थी कि इनके फैमिली ने लड़की को दहेज के लिए तंग किया है। उसके बाद इन्होंने कॉम्प्रोमाइज किया और बीवी को ले आए। उसके बावजूद बीवी इनकी फैमिली को डिसरिस्पेक्ट करती रही। अब ये फिर से घबराए, इनकी बीवी ने दोबारा कंप्लेंट कर दी है और ये घबराए हुए हैं कि अगर ये कॉम्प्रोमाइज करके फिर से ले आते हैं तो बीवी वैसा ही व्यवहार जारी रखेगी, और अगर वो नहीं लाते हैं तो वह पुलिस स्टेशन में इन्हें चक्कर कटवाएगी और इन्हें सफर करवाएगी। तो मेरा इनको सुझाव यही है कि अगर आप एक बार बीवी को ले आए हैं और उसके व्यवहार में कोई परिवर्तन नहीं है और अगर आप दोबारा भी ऐसा ही कदम उठाते हैं तो आपके परिवार को, आपकी इमेज को, आपकी मानसिक शांति को ज़्यादा नुकसान होगा, जो कि पुलिस और कोर्ट के अंदर हुए आपके नुकसान से कहीं ज़्यादा होगा। ऐसी औरत जो एक बार झूठी कंप्लेंट कर दे, उसे काफ़ी सोच विचार के लाना चाहिए, और तभी लाना चाहिए जब आपको जेन्युइनली लगे कि वो जेन्युइनली अपने पहले वाले किए पे शर्मिंदा है, शी इज़ रिमोर्सफुल, ओनली देन यू शुड ब्रिंग योर वाइफ बैक। अदरवाइज जिस औरत को एक बार पुलिस स्टेशन जाने की आदत पड़ जाती है वह आदतें छूटती नहीं। ये मेरा प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस है। कुछ लोग मेरी इस बात को इतना स्पष्ट बात बोलने को अच्छा नहीं मानते हैं, पर यही सच्चाई है जो मैंने अभी तक महसूस की है। जितेंद्र खैरनार has a question. Dear sir, in Saudar WhatsApp group, you mentioned a judgment that wife can file the case of permanent alimony only till 6 months from the date of divorce. Please clarify this. Jitendra, there is a judgment, I think it was from Madras High Court, and I had just put that judgment. And in that judgment, it had stated so that a wife can only file maintenance up to 6 months from the decree of divorce. So I believe if this judgment is enforceable and the people in Tamil Nadu can definitely follow this. However, if there is a contradictory judgment to this, then the High Court will decide. This judgment has only and only persuasive value in other states. It has only persuasive value in other states and not binding value in other states. Please understand that. Atul Srivastava has a question. Can I file 340 from my location or I have to file at same court where cases are running? My wife giving wrong affidavit and I have proof. So Atul ji, मैं आपको थोड़ा ध्यान करा देता हूँ. आई थिंक ये सवाल हम पहले भी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. आप अगर पढ़ेंगे तो जिस कोर्ट में परजुरी हुई है सिर्फ वही इसका संज्ञान ले सकता है, कोई और कोर्ट नहीं ले सकता. तो ऐसी स्थिति में जहाँ पे परजुरी हुई है सिर्फ वही कोर्ट संज्ञान ले पाएगा और वो कोर्ट वही होगा जहाँ पे अभी केसेस चल रहे हैं. किसी और जगह पर इस जुर्म का संज्ञान नहीं लिया जा सकता, इस क्राइम का संज्ञान नहीं लिया जा सकता. नो अदर कोर्ट कैन टेक कॉग्निजेंस ऑफ इट. सो आई एम सॉरी. So no other court can take cognizance of it. So it has to be filed in the court where the crime has happened, and it will be filed only where the cases are already running, and it cannot be filed at any other location. Coming to the next query, just hold on. Why filed application in DV under 125(3) for recovery of areas amount I have paid 67K till now against 4,000 per month and remaining area amount is more than 150. What should be the counter strategy? तुलसीदास खान जी, 125 दिन में आपके खिलाफ एग्जीक्यूशन फाइल्ड है. इसका मतलब एरियर्स अमाउंट जो थे वो कुछ 2,37,000 के थे, जो कि हर महीने अभी बढ़ भी रहे होंगे. मुझे नहीं पता 4,000 रुपया कितनी बड़ी रकम है आपके लिए, किसी के लिए बहुत बड़ी रकम भी हो सकती है. पर जब तक एरियर्स क्लियर नहीं होंगे तब तक ये एग्जीक्यूशन पिटीशन चलती रहेगी. मेरा यही सजेशन होगा कि आप एरियर्स को जल्दी से जल्दी क्लियर करें और केस को एविडेंस पे लाएं, वरना ये 4,000 का चक्का हर महीने घूमता रहेगा. जब तक एविडेंस नहीं लीड होगा उसका केस झूठा प्रूव नहीं हो सकता. इसके अलावा कोई और काउंटर स्ट्रेटेजी नहीं है. अगर आपने सारी रेमेडीज ऑलरेडी एग्जॉस्ट कर ली होंगी इस समय तक, तभी एग्जीक्यूशन पे आया है ये मसला. तो मेरा यही मानना है कि आप इस एरियर्स को जल्दी से जल्दी क्लियर करें और एविडेंस लीड करवाएं, तभी इसमें कुछ फायदा हो सकता है. Madhur Aswani has a question, and the question is, hello sir, how lifestyle status of wife and husband impacts maintenance case? What if husband is having proof of wife's good lifestyle when living separately from husband? Can these proofs? So Madhur, there is a ruling in Delhi, and the same ruling has been accepted by Punjab and Haryana High Court as well, and it is called Kusum Sharma judgment, in which the lifestyle of both the parties are to be brought in front of the court by the parties themselves. Now, the High Court deemed it fit that the maintenance should be based on lifestyle of the parties. And if a person is able to maintain a good lifestyle even without maintenance, then it has to be assumed that there are funds which are coming to that particular spouse who is seeking maintenance, which are hidden from the court. And yes, these proofs definitely help. I have seen in a particular case where wife was accustomed, or it was shown to the court that wife frequently goes to very good hotels, and she keeps on posting very pictures on social media about visiting various hotels. So, and all these pictures were of her being alone. The court assumed that either somebody is funding her expeditions, or she has. I'm sorry, there was a message that the connection was unstable, so I'll answer this question again. So the court, in that particular case, assumed that she has hidden her income from the court, or there is someone else who is, funding her all these things which she is doing. And in that particular case, the court did not grant good maintenance to that particular woman, and rather asked her to bring on record the statement of her father and family members also. I am not sure what happened in that particular case, but this is something which happened to us other warrior, and he used to come in our meeting. So this is what I am aware of. Rocky One has a question: does gift to relatives come under dowry? Exaggerated gift articles still submitted in CAW. Which articles need to be returned? How and at which stage this needs to be done in Delhi? So Rocky, the gifts given to relatives are not at all dowry articles or citizen articles. However, there is a old judgment from Delhi High Court which says that the articles given to groom is also to be returned. So in Delhi, essentially, as the practice goes, the whatever has been given to the groom and his immediate family is to be returned. Uh, at which stage it needs to be returned, you should be ready to return it at any stage. Normally, these things are returned mostly at the stage of bail in Delhi. MS has a question: how to reply CRPC 91 application properly. She has asked my IT return salary slip, every single detail related to my earning. My case is in Mumbai, started in July 2019. Currently, it is at uh, waiting for mediation report. So MS, as I have already explained, in Delhi, in Punjab, Haryana, there are these returns or these documents have to be filed by both the parties. You can only ask that same documents to be provided by her as well. In this particular case, unfortunately, there is no escape from providing these documents. These documents will have to be provided whether you like it or not. Uh, I believe you all are following blogs like livelaw.in. Supreme Court is currently also seized with this matter, that how documents of both the parties should be brought and record, and it had appointed two amicus curiae in this matter. I had written to them with my opinion. A lot of people had written to them with their opinion also. So I am sure that sooner or later Supreme Court will come out with the guidelines and on what all documents need to be attached by both the parties in any maintenance proceedings. And I'm sure that nobody will be able to hide his or her income details from the courts in maintenance proceedings. Pradeep Goyal has a question. In my DV case, interim maintenance given to child, I lost job due to COVID-19, and is there any way to revoke order? As last time I filed application and judge said no ruling. Need your advice. Pradeep, the things have changed. I am sure that you had filed this application long back and not immediate right now. Not right now. So I believe that now when you will represent in the court that due to COVID you have lost the job, the court will definitely consider this and may grant you time or may grant you certain relaxation from paying maintenance for certain months only. However, the things are bad and it is a pandemic situation. Things are bad for everyone. I'm sure that you will find a job very soon. This is what I wish for you. and maybe some high court will come out with certain directions how to handle this situation, because this is not going to happen only to you. A lot of people are going to be impacted. Now question from MKS. MKS has a question. The person with the screen name MKS has a question. मेरे ऊपर डीवी और 125 का केस चल रहा है नवंबर 2018 से, और वाइफ दिसंबर 2017 से अलग रह रही है। मेरे ऊपर 498 केस नहीं है, इसका क्या बेनिफिट मिल सकता है? नहीं, इसका कोई बेनिफिट डायरेक्टली या इनडायरेक्टली आपको नहीं मिल सकता। ये बात मैं पहले भी बता चुका हूँ, आज मैं फिर बता रहा हूँ। इसका कोई बेनिफिट आपको नहीं मिल सकता कि आपके ऊपर 498 का मसला नहीं है। इन दोनों केसेस का आपको जवाब देना पड़ेगा और इनको डिफेंड करना पड़ेगा। Yamuna Pandey has a question about 10K bearer check given to MIL from an account which was opened by wife. Is it dowry? मैंने इसका आंसर कल भी किया था, आज फिर कर देता हूँ कि ये डॉवरी नहीं है। इतने छोटे अमाउंट को डॉवरी नहीं कंसीडर किया जा सकता, और ये ज़रूरी भी है कि यह भी देखना पड़ेगा कि वह प्रूफ बना रही थी। ये सेल्फ सर्विंग एक डॉक्यूमेंट भी ट्रीट हो सकता है। उससे पहले भी इससे बड़ी बात यह देखनी पड़ेगी कि ये चेक जमा किसने कराया था। तो इस चीज को आप ध्यान रखिए। कृपया एक ही सवाल को बार बार ना पूछें। आपका सवाल पिछली बार आंसर हो चुका था, आज मैंने फिर आंसर कर दिया है। Sandeep Mondal has a question. My case is in mediation stage at Chandigarh High Court. Due to lockdown, no further dates are given. I work into Merchant Navy. Am I able to join ship, and can my family lead in my absence? Sandeep Mondal, I don't know whether how you will join mediation at this stage, how you will join your job at this stage in the ship, because I think it is a lockdown situation. No ships are sailing into India. However, if you ever go and there is no court order that you cannot leave this country, then of course your family members can also attend on power attorney. But I believe you should ask this question to your advocate. He'll answer this depending on what kind of judge you are facing. The local lawyers always have better knowledge on such things and how to handle it. So I'm taking this last question now. My wife, it is from Yogesh Kumar. My wife filed DV divorce separately from 6 months, married in 2013. Have 5-year-old kid, have not seen kid for last 6 months. How can I get right to visit child? I have not responded yet to divorce case. So Yogesh, unless you have not responded to a divorce case or not filed any guardian and ward act case, then it is very difficult that you will get to meet the child without any court order. She'll not allow you to visit the child. The right way is to get court order and visit the child. So friends, we are running out of time. It has been, I try to answer maximum questions in one session. However, this time I have seen that people are repeating the questions. So people whose questions have been answered in the last video or last session should have a relook at the session and only ask any clarifications if they have. We should respect other people's time also. I am very sorry that I cannot answer all the queries. The alternate ways are that you can WhatsApp your queries to 9811850498. That is a SOADR helpline, WhatsApp helpline number. Somebody will answer to your queries. It is unfortunately not possible for us to read all case documents of all the people. Please don't send case documents without being sought. It is not humanly not possible to read all those documents. Possible नहीं है सबके केस डॉक्यूमेंट्स पढ़ना, और जो अलग अलग भाषाओं में होते हैं। प्लीज ऐसे बिना सोचे समझे अपने सारे केस के डॉक्यूमेंट्स फॉरवर्ड करने से कि मुझे सलाह दे दीजिए, आपको शायद सलाह नहीं मिल पाएगी। मेरी कोशिश रहती है कि मैं अधिक से अधिक सवाल एक सेशन में आंसर कर पाऊँ। अगला सेशन हम वेडनेसडे को फिर कर रहे हैं, पर इस बार हम एक पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक ही को ही लेंगे। आप फिर भी कोई क्वेरीज हैं व्हाट्सएप कर सकते हैं या कमेंट सेक्शन में पूछ सकते हैं। जहां तक संभव होगा मैं जवाब देने का प्रयास करूंगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका इस YouTube लाइव में शामिल होने के लिए। धन्यवाद।